Hi everybody, my name is Thor, and in this tutorial I'm going to be teaching you how to make I believe it's called Solar Eclipse. Go ahead and send me a message and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's called Solar Eclipse. So anyway, I'm going to be teaching you how to make this, and in my opinion it looks very realistic. You got the kind of that ray effect coming off where the sun is from the lens, and I think it looks pretty cool. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so now we have Blender open. Let's go ahead and delete our default cube. Go to Add Mesh Plane. Go ahead and say UV Sphere. And go ahead and go here, say Add Modifier, Subsurf. I say raise the level inside the renderer to about 2. You can do 1 if it makes it more comfortable. Go ahead and raise the output, the render levels to about 3. It really doesn't have to be very high because this is going to be your sun, so it's going to be very bright. You're not really going to be able to see it. Alright, go and click G and move that to the corner there. Go to 7. Size it down just a little bit. And bring it over there. And anyway, so there's your sun. We're well on our way to having this done here. Space, add, and let's start, let's add mesh and circle. And raise the vertices to 50. Say OK. And just kind of estimate where that's going to be on there. Just try and get your cursor to the center as best as you can and move that into about the center there. And just scale it down and fix it, scale it down, fix it, until it's just being hidden by your sun there. So that looks about right. And we have the basic first part done here almost. Go and tilt this towards your camera direction. So just try and get that angle there congruent with that angle. Click G and move it into your sun there. Just try and get in there as best as you can. And go and just hide that. And go to 7. You can see that's not quite right. So go and rotate that. Try and get this angle congruent as best as you can with that angle. Just go and hide that as best as you can inside of there. In fact, one thing you may even choose to do is click H on it. It's just, you know, but you know, the point of hiding it here though is that you're not gonna see it. Is that you're not gonna see the dots from the halo we're gonna do on this here. So just try and hide it the best that you can. So there we go. So go ahead and go to your colors, add new halo, give it like a yellowish color, almost a yellowish red, like an orange color. There you go. And go to shaders, lower this down to 3, maybe even 2 if you really want to. I'd recommend 3 though, so you don't see the vertices as much. Raise the hard all the way up, and go and raise the add all the way up. So it's going to look like that over here now. Go and say render current frame, and you'll see what I'm talking about here. You'll see that gives it that kind of effect there, and you're going to see that I'm actually pretty off there. I'm kind of disappointed with that. Yep, I didn't see where I went wrong there. Let's bring that direction. That direction. And you kind of just got to play with it a little bit until you find what works for you. It's actually at the wrong angle, that's why. Anyway, like I said, just kind of mess around with it until you get it at the right angle. Another thing that you may choose to do is go over to here, and I believe there's constraints, say track 2. Camera. And say -Z, Y. There we go. So now it's perfectly tracked to it nonetheless. Now I go and scale that down. And just because it's tracked to it doesn't mean it's directly at the right angle. So go and move this over so it's hidden just a little bit there. And so anyway, we're almost done with the sun here. So there we go. That's good. Now let's start working on the sun. Go to your sun and click Add New and turn this to yellowish red. Just before orange, I'd say. Go ahead and raise this up to about there, bright yellow color. And go over to, you don't need any of these. Go to emit and raise the emit all the way up. Say render current frame, and you're going to have your sun. And you know what? Lower your hard all the way down and lower your specularity all the way down. There we go. So now there's our sun. And like I said, the majority of this you're not going to see. So don't worry about any little mess ups on the sun you have. And actually, let's make the sun just a little bit more white. You don't really usually see very much color on the sun. So there we go. That's a little better. So now what we're going to do is let's start working with the moon. So go ahead and say space add new. And say UV sphere. Say okay. And you have to use this in proportion. Never, just assume, okay, well, I'll make it just a little smaller and put it, right in front of it, because it doesn't give it the same effect. So scale is way down there. Click G and move it to the camera there. And go and go over here. Say add modifier, subsurf. That just really bugs me. So go and click 2 on that and say set smooth. Scale that down, G, and go ahead and scale again, G. Move that over there. Go ahead and go to your top view here, G. Bring that right there, and as you can see, that is really small. So let's raise the size on that a bit, G. Now, if you really want to do this realistic, you would bring your sun all the way out here and put your scale it up huge and put your moon right here, but we're not trying to do that really. Go ahead and click on your lamp and say delete. You're not going to be using your lamp in this. And click scale. Scale that up so this edge just overlaps the circle here. Go ahead and click G. So right about there looks good. Now, let's go and texture the moon. Go over here, say add new, and lower the hard down to about 25, I'd say, and lower the specularity down a bit, and yeah, a lot more than that. Lower the Lambert down quite a bit there too. Now go over here, say add new texture clouds, and say hard noise, depth. Go ahead and actually lower the depth a bit here so you don't have very much. No, let's raise that depth up 1. So now you have more of a cratery kind of effect to it. And go ahead and raise this to 3.5. You're going to see that now if we go over here, we have this here. Say map 2. Change this color to a darker color, like right about there. Looks good. Go ahead and click that and say nor. And go ahead and just raise this up here. And you're going to start noticing that you have that. In fact, you know what? Let's fix that. Let's add a little bit more depth to it. Raise it up to 3 depth. And so there we go. There's our moon. And let's raise this a little bit higher on the noise size. That looks better. So anyway, there's our moon. And that's going to conclude part 1. So anyway, you can go over and watch part 2 and go and see how the rest of that was made.